After saying the nested loops, we have some control statements. These control statements are used to control the loops and jumping out of the loop, controlling loop and jumping out of the loop. What are these? These controlling statements are defined as sometimes while executing a loop, it becomes necessary to skip a part of the loop or to leave the loop as soon as certain conditions becomes true. That is, jump out of the loop. We can use break and continue statement to control the interaction of a loop. So from this line, it tells us that we have two conditional controlling statements. One's name is break and one's name is continue. When we use these statements, for example, we use them when we want a loop. We have a large data and we want to execute this loop until a until we accept the people age 65, until we because we did not want to have the data of people above age 65, or we want to find the first person whose age is 20. It means we want to sort out a data. We use these statements. In scenarios like these, continue or break statement is used. So here is the break statement and we use in C++. First of all, the break statement terminates a loop. For while loop, do while loop, and a switch statement immediately when it appears. Before this lecture, you have a lab where you learn how to use switches, and this break statement also used in the switches to terminate these switches. As by the name of the statement, it names break, which means we want to break the loop. The break statement stops the loops and stop executing program from the line after loop. The syntax of the break statement is as we just write break with a semicolon in front of it where we want to insert the break. In real practice, break statement is almost always used inside the body of conditional statement. Means if else statements, we use a break into an if else statement inside the loop, because if we want to use a break we want to insert a break into our loop, before inserting this break we have a sudden check on this break statement. So let's see, it's this in this slide we have three examples with while loop, do while loop, and a for loop. In while loop, we start a while loop and its conditions. Then into the body of this for loop, we write a set of statements. In these set of statements, we insert a test expression. In test expression, we check whether we gain our result or not. If we if our conditions matches, then we insert a break into it. Otherwise, these statements continue and the while loop ends. Similarly, for the do while loop, after keyword do, we start the body of the loop, and in the body of loop we insert a set of different statements, and in with these set of different statements we insert the conditions to check whether our result is matched or not. and if our result is matched, we want to break the loop, and if our result did not match, then we didn't want to insert a break, and so we continue with the statement of the while loop, and after that we just insert the test condition of the while loop. For the for loop, after initializing for loop, we enter into the body of the for loop. We will similarly to the while and do while loop. In the body of the for loop, we insert different set of statements. Among these set of statements, we insert our break, and before setting this break, we set a test expression for this break, and then we terminate of the for loop. How it works? Why we use break? We use break because we didn't want to execute our, or we didn't want to wait for the end of our while loop. If we get our result in first iteration of a loop, we didn't need to execute the remaining iterations of that loop. So we insert a break into it. When control goes to the break, it immediately terminates the loop, and the body of the loop terminates, and control goes to the statement written after the body of the loop. This statement remains true for the while loop, do while loop, and for loop. Let's have some. In this example, into the main program, we initialize a variable count and store a value 0 into it. Then we start a do while loop. In do while loop, we want to count, display the value, whatever the value of count on the screen. We write cout and count. After that, we count plus plus, we increment our count. Okay, and then we simply write the test expression of the do while loop. Okay, if we want to insert a break into this loop, then we first set a test expression which terminates the loop, and we set a test expression with if else statement. Here we insert if count greater than 5, then we insert a break. So when this loop executes, first of all, it has 0 into it, into its variable, and it prints 0 on the screen. Then it prints 1 in, then it prints 2, then it prints 3, up to while count less than or equal to 20. This continues until we reach to the 20. So this do while loop execute 20 times from 0 to 19. But we want our result, we want only 5 elements of the count. So we put a test expression if count greater than 5, means as count becomes 5, we want to terminate this loop and didn't want to execute it for the remaining iterations. So here when count becomes greater than 5, this loop terminates and the control goes to the return 0 of the main program. So here is the output of this program. Count, first count 0, then count 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, then count becomes 6. When as it becomes 6, our condition becomes true that count is greater than 5. There we insert a break. It did not let 6 print on the screen, rather than it terminates the whole loops and the program ends. The explanation of previous program is as in the previous example, while condition specifies that the loop will iterates 20 times, because we write while count less than 20, it runs at least 20 times from 0 to 9. Now in the loop body we have written this simple condition which tells us to break the loop if the count value becomes greater than 5. This is a condition we enter into our program. If count greater than 5, then it terminates the loop, and for to terminate the loop we write break with the semicolon in front of it. In this example